So we had Si's birthday party last night.
Oh,
Now it's actually kind of weird.
so I know what, and I know one thing that was included in if you're going to have a Si birthday party, you're going to have to play a few cards.
We played cards,
Okay.
but this thing was a production. Which number one, they said 5 o'clock. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
That's when this starts. So you're figuring, oh, what, 5 to 7? I left at midnight. I said, I'm out of here. Gotta get some sleep. But it was really. It's probably the most I've laughed in a 7-hour period in my life. Look, they rented this little community building, and they boiled crawfish. And Phillip, his handler, boiled the crawfish.
Wow.
Best crawfish I've ever eaten. I mean, who knew the man had skills?
The man's
And there
multi-skilled.
were several people. They brought their wives, and so because that's what Si wanted. He said he wanted to eat crawfish, and he said, and he wanted his favorite singer. So there's this guy. I've met him before. Can't remember his name. Sorry, but and he just has a little keyboard and a handheld mic with a little, Walmart sound system, and it's as country of music as you've ever heard in your life. The funny part was Si wailed without a microphone, deafening on every song, and most of these songs I'd never heard of.
And he knew everyone by heart.
So one time I was telling Missy about this today. I was like, there was some country song that because he worked his way to the pinnacle, and I figured out Si's favorite song was the last one, and I mean Si just went off, and I thought I've heard this song, but not in this format. So I went home. I was telling Missy I had to look this song up because I thought, but when I did the internet search, I put in the search. I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. You've heard that song?
Yeah.
But that's not the name of the song.
Right.
And I put country music song. So it had trouble, and it came up this band, 3 Dog Night. I was like, 3 Dog Night? They're not country. Because that's 3 years after I was born. They're kind of rock and roll.
That's
But
where I remember the song from is that.
Well,
era.
that's the song.
Yeah, okay.
But this guy had
his
for
version.
turning everything into, think, dun, 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 dun. And so, and Si absolutely loved it. But when I was looking at that song, I thought, what a depressing song. But it was so funny because this guy's like, I hadn't been to, it starts off, I've never been to Spain. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
Never been to Spain.
But I've been to Oklahoma.
No, it goes. I've
been to
never.
Arizona.
I've never. No, I've never been to Spain. But oh, good grief! I'm gonna have to look the lyrics up on it. But and then he's like
This is a classic
The
song.
next stanza is I've never been to England, but I like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I've never been to Spain, but I like the music.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I like their women. They're insane or whatever. He says that in the song. But then he says, which is interesting because it kind of theologically, I thought, he's never been to heaven, but he's been to Oklahoma. But he was born there, so he really didn't remember. And that's where the Arizona comes up. It's like, could have been Arizona. I don't even remember.
Just some place out in
Yeah,
wide open
that's
space.
kind of what the whole song is about. And I thought, man, people are lost. But you know how we talk about heaven coming down?
Yeah.
And it's just, why does it matter? That's basically
So what you think their meaning was heaven, Oklahoma, Arizona, what difference does it make? It's just
It doesn't
all some
matter.
open space.
I mean,
of
I
the-
like the Beatles, but does it really matter? I've never been there.
Yeah.
And we're just like restless one. I mean, there was a lot of spirit. When I got to breaking down the song. But anyway, but it was really fun. It was something to laugh about. And then we played cards, and which, look, let me tell you this, though. So Si's handler, Phillip, who cooked the crawfish, he's like, hey, Si wants to get a couple of metal detectors from your buddies at Garrett because, he knows we did a show with him and all. And he knows they cost some money, but he's fine with that because he wants to give them to the dentist who fixed his teeth.
Oh yeah, because he's
And
about
I was like,
to.
well, what a nice gesture, So I sent I don't know what kind of arrangement he thought I had, but like if I was going to get them free or what. But I was like, that arrangement, that ship, is sailed. But anyway, I sent a text to the guy I knew, and I was like, he said send him a bill, and they're like, oh, great. And so when the detectors came in, I got them in. Well, I told Phillip, I was like, well, I got them. And he's like, oh, that was really nice of you. I was like, well, I had nothing to do with it. I just made a call, and I told him, that, the Si was going to take care of it. And he's like, oh, no. He said he told me for them to send you the bill. I was like,
happy birthday, Si.
I was like, this old joker. Look, metal detectors, especially the ones that I got, they're not that cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a few $100s. And I mean, look, for what you get out of it is priceless. But so I thought, I cannot believe that. What am I going to do, though? He's 78 years old.
Yeah.
And so, like,
He
happy birthday,
did
Si.
the same thing to you did to Willie when he said, I need a fence because these people are walking on my property back in the highlight of the show. And Willie's like, all right, put you up a fence and I'll do it. And $30,000 later.
Yeah, he seems to have a habit. But here's the good part. Look, there's a guy that I met who works, and I think he's up into the upper management at Garrett. I kid you not. He sends me a text, and it's like, don't worry about that. I'm taking care of that for you. Tell Si happy birthday, which they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know you were going to have to do
about
it.
all that
Yeah.
story. I was like, this guy just saved me a couple grand,
Yeah.
But so anyway, I was like, happy birthday. So that happened. But I was like, well, you got to watch that old guy. He's smarter than he looks.
He is.
And so then we wound up playing cards, and this story has a really good payoff because you're not going to believe this. So for the first hour, played his usual self, and losing.
Well, I was going to ask, so when it's your birthday, do you get like a pass? Do you get some free entries?
They bought him in.
Do you let him win?
Yeah.
I mean, how does
I gave him $100 bill for his birthday. So I
that
thought,
went in the
I'm
kitty.
sure that's fixed.
You'll get that back.
He'll lose that at some point. And that's kind of what the thinking. And he started off typical. I'm going to tell you about an hour into that game, I don't know if it was a supernatural intervention. He could not lose. He literally was defying mathematical odds and probabilities because no matter whatever.
The Almighty was blessing the old man.
There was a stretch where I think he won about 20 hands in a row. It's just comical. And
how fired up was he? That's what
I bet he lets you know.
Here was the word. It was not a birthday night. It was a booyah. And you know what was crazy is nobody really minded.
No.
He's not a very good player.
Right.
He usually doesn't win, but I tell you what, last night the man could not be stopped. So happy birthday, Si. It was awesome.
Here's what AI says. Never been to Spain. Written by Hoyt Axton, which is an old country guy, actually, Jace, and famously performed by Three Dog Night, is a 1971 country/rock song. So it was written.
Well, I heard the country version.
It was written
last
as a
night.
country version, a country song, but Three Dog Night actually, who are the most famous for us, reflecting on wistful curiosity, travel, and finding familiarity in foreign things through music. The lyrics highlight a narrator comfortable with their own life, experiencing the world through proxy or imagination rather than direct experience.
Oh, it actually makes more sense now.
So there you go. Wistful
Well, that's
Wonderlust.
the exact opposite of what we're called to do in Jesus.
It's
Never-
it's not a Christian song.
Never experienced.
That's
So-
funny. I like
No,
that.
that was that. It was fun. But happy birthday, Si.
Happy birthday, Si. I'm
birthday,
sure
Si.
you'll hear this story again through Si's eyes if you go tune in to Duck Call Room in the next few days, whenever that airs.